Welcome to January Pet Resort, where pet luxury has never been more affordable.
Welcome back to the January Pet Resort podcast, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Dave, how are you doing?
I'm so happy it's spring.
I am happy it is spring.
Even though it's
as
a little
well.
chilly, I'm so happy that we're heading in
The right direction.
the opposite of winter.
Yes, this winter was definitely very cold, and so we have had some sneak peeks at spring so far, and though today is a little on the chillier side, and I think it's supposed to be for the next couple days, it is going to warm up.
It's on its way.
It is on its way. Thank goodness. It
Thank
needs
goodness.
to be. First, we do have our Easter party next week. It's the 15th, 16th, and 17th. So if you have not signed your pup up yet, please go ahead and give us a call. We do still have availability on the 15th, which is Tuesday, and on the 17th, which is Thursday. So when it comes to spring, there's a few things we like to go over. One is safety during Easter. You're going to have people over to your house. You're going to be cooking. There's going to be Easter egg hunts. Remember, table scraps are not always good. Make sure you set the rules in advance with anyone who's coming to your home to make sure that they realize what your dog can and cannot have.
And if people are coming over your house, you know the dog's going to hit them up.
Oh, 100%.
That's right. I'm going to give you the eyes.
Exactly. When you think about things like what else goes into the Easter basket, you have little toys that you might be giving your kids. They're going to be excited. There's people around. They got their Easter. They're hopped up on chocolate.
And the fake grass.
The fake grass. So I will say this. If you want to cover your bases when it comes to your Easter baskets for your kids, they make paper shred. Get the paper shred instead of the plastic shred. Plastic shred can cause obstructions. It can cause an intussusception in the intestine. You're looking at both cats and dogs. They think it's just fun to eat. If you get the paper is always so much better than the plastic. Though they shouldn't still be getting into that.
If they should.
So instead of doing the plastic shred in the Easter baskets, grab the paper shred just to be safe. That's what we want to be here. We want to be safe.
Right, because you have so much going on.
Exactly. And we know
One less thing to worry about.
Yeah, and accidents happen. And it's okay that accidents happen, but let's be proactive to make sure we minimize the result of an accident happening.
Exactly. That's one less accident if it's paper.
Right. And it's so true. Make sure that everyone knows to go in through the correct door in your house. Maybe you don't want anyone going in and out through the front door because the dog can run out or your cat can run out. If you're asking everyone, hey, do me a favor, come in through the back. Make sure you shut the gate. Come in through the back door is going to be open. That way, if the dog or the cat happen to run out, they're running out into the yard rather than out the front door.
And it's also a really good time to practice that safe spot. I have an open door policy, but when I do have to shut it, they don't say a word.
No.
I say get in, they get in, I shut the door, they're good.
Yep, and that's
hours
it.
if need be.
Yeah, whether you use a crate, whether it's a bedroom, a certain bathroom, maybe the dogs have a nice place in the basement that they hang out in. Their safety is of your utmost concern.
Right, this way you can focus on your family and friends that are coming over and not the dog. Like, what happened to the dog? I told you not to come in that door.
Right, and we are lodging dogs here over Easter. We have staff here 365 days of the year taking care of the pets that are staying with us. So to take a little bit off of your mind, drop your pup off on Saturday, pick them up on Monday.
Yeah, let them hang out with their friends.
That's exactly it. Whether they're their two-legged friends or their four-legged friends, let them come here, have fun. It takes the worry off of you. They're not in the way when you're getting ready for the party, and they're not in the way when you're cleaning up.
Because you know what the truth is? Not all dogs want to be caressed.
No.
Some dogs are like, oh my God, here comes a bunch of strangers.
Right.
And they try to duck and dodge, but you have to be proactive and you have to think for your dog.
Right. Say you have a bunch of kids and you're having an Easter egg hunt in your backyard. What's the one thing you don't want the dogs to do? Grab the Easter eggs.
Exactly.
But they still have to be able to go out, go to the bathroom, do what they need to do. Just drop them off here at January and we'll keep them for the holiday.
Yeah, and it's also an unfair advantage because the dogs are going to find the eggs first.
They're going to point them all out. And that kid that's smart enough to follow the dog.
Follow the dog.
Is going to be the one that finds all those Easter eggs.
Or better yet, don't follow the dog at all. Bring your dog here. Let your dog enjoy its holiday.
And be safe and not have that worry.
Yeah, and it's one less thing that you have to worry about. That's why we exist.
Yep. Now, as well, you might be getting flowers. I am personally the biggest fan of hyacinths this time of year. I think they smell fantastic. All of us might have already had our bluebells blooming in our gardens or our yards and our snowdrops. And we have tulips will be coming up before too long if they haven't already. Your daffodils, the hyacinths. Most plants that come from bulbs that are planted in the ground are going to be poisonous at one level or another to your dog or your cat.
Right. Pretty for you, but not pretty for them.
Exactly. They might cause things like nausea, vomiting, drooling, all the way up to lethargy, kidney issues. One plant, and I don't know if anyone really realizes it, lilies. So you have your day lilies, your stargazer lilies. Your lilies are so toxic to cats that cats can bite the leaves once, and there's a possibility within 72 hours they're in kidney failure. Cats tend to be grazers when it comes to greens because cats want to eat greens and they don't go outside. A dog can go outside, it can get some grass. You know, that's going to satisfy that need for greens, but our cats aren't indoor-outdoor animals.
So when it sees them.
So when it sees it, it's like, ooh, what is that? And I will say, in my house, one plant that is safe for cats are spider plants.
Why is that?
Because the cats can eat them and nothing happens. Cats can eat a spider plant. I grow spider plants so my cats can eat them. And I know that if they eat it, nothing's going to happen.
Right.
And then I'll move some of them outside during the summer. And then when I bring them in the fall, they've all regrown. And then the cats just eat them. When you're going out to the store, right now you can go to any store and pretty much they have tulips in bloom, hyacinths in bloom, lilies in bloom. If you happen to get an Easter lily, what you really want to make sure you're doing is just being aware of having it in a place that your animals can't get to. When it comes to the lilies, I'm going to say this, you don't even want them to drink the water that they're sitting in.
It's lilies and cats.
Lilies and cats.
Yeah.
Lilies and cats is huge. I can't wait for everything to start blooming and getting green out there because the nature trail is absolutely beautiful. And if you haven't seen the nature trail, and you know what, even if you have seen it, come on back. We'll take you around again. We're mulching out there right now. This is one of the first things you do after you've done spring cleanup, which again, with spring cleanup, make sure you're being careful with your dogs.
Be mindful.
Be mindful of everything that you're doing with spring cleanup. When it comes to mulch, again, you want to be careful. There's certain mulches that are okay for dogs. You do have some mulches that you do not want your dogs to be around. Cocoa bean mulch is one of them.
Because it's attached to the cocoa plant.
Right. It has the same toxic properties as your dog eating chocolate. Cocoa mulch.
The name alone should just ring a bell.
Yeah, cocoa bean mulch. And if you get the smaller pieces of mulch, they're not going to be a choking hazard, whereas the larger pieces can be a choking hazard. You know, this time of year when we put down new mulch, it's the first thing the dogs are going to be interested in. It's a new smell. It's a new sight.
Yeah.
They're going to go over there. They're going to root around in it, chew on it possibly. So just be cognizant too, you know, not only can some of this be toxic, it can be a choking hazard. So be careful when it comes to that as well when you're putting down your mulch to make sure everything looks really, really good.
All of these things that people don't think of.
Well, our world doesn't let us think of these things because we're so busy.
Exactly.
Like,
you just let the dog out.
You let the dog out, let him go to the bathroom, bring him back in.
Not even thinking. I just had new mulch put down.
I just had the yard treated, you know, for whatever. It's that time of year. And, you know, a lot of people get their yard treated, which is fine. Make sure that whoever you've contracted to use, just make sure they're using some pet-friendly stuff.
Yeah, and ask them.
Yeah.
To use pet-friendly material.
Exactly. So that's one of the biggest things, you know, with all of these. If you think your dog has ingested any of these things, call your vet. If the vet's not open, you can call poison control line for the pets. And then if worse comes to worse, we do have quite a few emergency animal veterinary hospitals in our area. We are lucky here that we do have quite a few in kind of every direction so that you can get your pet checked out and make sure that they're okay. And then
but you can avoid all of it and just stay mindful.
Accidents are okay. It's no one's fault.
Right.
But accidents happen, and no one should be guilty if an accident happens. This time of year, we are all trying to get outside and enjoy the weather when it gets warm. Remember, travel safety with your pets. In the state of New Jersey, it is illegal to have an animal in your car that is not secured via seatbelt, crate, some sort of safety measure to keep your animals secured in the car. So
and whatever you do, keep them off your lap if you're driving.
Yes.
I still don't understand how people aren't mindful over that. I guess none of them have ever stopped short.
No, please. Or be between me and my airbag.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, definitely. They make car seats that you can strap your dog into and have them on the passenger seat with you. They make seat belts that you can literally hook to the harness that hooks into your seat belt. They actually make things that go from one side of the car to the other. So if you have one of those dogs that likes jumping back and forth from window to window, it makes it legal and it makes it safe. Just in case you happen to have something happen, you're not looking for your pet when it's been scared or hurt.
You want your dog to at least be in a position in the car
to be safe.
Just like you do with your children.
Exactly.
Because they are our children. They're our kids with fur.
Mm-hmm. We're going to be driving to different places to go and hike with our dogs this time of year. Please know what poison ivy looks like for yourself. Please know what poison oak looks like for yourself. Understand this time of year that they're coming out and you don't want your dog to run through that, because though they might not be affected by it, the oils are going to get on them. You're going to pet them. You're now going to be covered in poison ivy or poison oak.
That's how you get it.
Yep, exactly. So be mindful of that. If you're taking your dog hiking, make sure you have a first aid kit with you, just in case they can be running through a creek and cut their foot on a sharp rock. Before you can get them to the vet, make sure you have something in your car. Always carry water with you for your dogs, fresh water. Window safety. Child locks are wonderful things. Put the window down a little bit, put the child lock on. Then the dog can't put the window down the rest of the way.
Because they will.
Because they will. Those little feet, unless that you've accidentally locked your keys in the car and the dog's in the car, the little foot will never help you open the door or the window. But if you're driving 55 down the road, that little foot will find that window to open it.
Every time.
Every time. Please have your dogs be microchipped. Make sure your dog has got tags on it. If you're going to the dog park, again, make sure your vaccinations are up to date. So again, just to recap real quick what we've talked about being careful with spring plants. We've talked about being careful with mulch, cleaning up your yard, travel safety. And again, please be careful with Easter baskets. Please be careful at your Easter dinner. We want everyone to have a good time and not have anything overshadowed by something that could have been preventable. If you need us, we are here.
Yeah, and you can avoid it all and just bring your dogs to January for Easter.
Exactly. So thank you everyone so much for joining us at the January Pet Resort podcast. We hope you have a wonderful day, and we will see you next time.